All right, we're going to read chapter 108 of We Can't Study. This is part 2 of the Koninami Clinic shutdown arc. We have to see how Nariyuki can kind of... I don't know what he could possibly do. It's just an inevitable thing. Her dad is getting old. He's getting tired. His stamina isn't what it used to be. Running a clinic is a very difficult thing. It requires a lot of energy. And I think this arc is going to kind of parallel Sensei's arc, and that we really dive down into what their dream is, what kind of self-esteem issues and challenges they have, and then end up with some sort of miraculous situation that just makes everyone happy. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm going to be pretty surprised if it's a sad ending or even a ambiguously sad ending. But it kind of looks like maybe we'll go through all the girls with arcs like this as we kind of approach what could be the end game. I don't know. I say that, and then I look at Nisekoi, where you could have said that so many times, and then it would run another 100 chapters. Can't remember the formula of this caliber, you'd be in trouble. Kominami Suisumi, can you show them how it's done? Oh, but she's so distracted. All right, so we're going to talk about the art a little bit, as we often do in the series. And usually I'm praising it, like, super heavily, okay? And one of the things I really like about the art in this series is their, like, layering of a close-up of someone's face over top of a panel showing, like, a larger scene. And they try to do it here, but I think they, like, effed up. I don't think they did a good job of it here. Because it looks like there's two Nariyukis, right? It's like they didn't make the foreground Nariyuki offset enough. And usually it's like they use an entire page width for this sort of panel, such that they can have the close-up one like situated pretty close to the rightmost edge, and then have the larger scene much more in the distance, usually with the close-up character like far extending outside of the panel. So you can really show that they're not situated in that scene, that they're in that kind of like impossible depictive space. But here, it really looks like Nariyuki is just looking at himself. He's looking at himself in Giant Senpai. And then small Nariyuki is shocked at how big Senpai is. Yeah, I don't know. I think this was a rare miss. A rare miss with this technique, and a rare miss with the paneling in general in this series. Like, it's not that I sincerely can't get it, of course, but when I first looked, I was like, what the two? What twist is this? So yeah, she's totally out of it. Take a look at your textbook. I forgot mine. Forgot my pens and pencils too. And the teacher is shocked and worried. Like, even though he was so callous to that other student, when it's a star pupil, he's like, oh jeez. Something must be really, really wrong. So where does he mess up like that, Senpai? Are you sure you're feeling okay? Told you it's nothing, but sleep deprived from studying too much last night. See, here, look. Far right of this page, bottom corner, big Senpai. Clearly not in any one of those panels. Just showing her expression close up. Yeah. Oh, wow, I lied. Is she actually going to tell him? I thought it would be a whole thing of like trying to needle it out of her. But I respect that. That shows a lot of emotional maturity, I think, to just be able to kind of share your problems with someone. Okay, now never mind. She's just teasing him. Just to try to distract him, just to throw him off course. See, I thought, yeah, we'll have like a substantial chapter of trying to figure out what the problem is, I think. And that'll become Nariyuki's first achievement on this long quest of saving the clinic. Alright, well, that's cute. So usual self, I got worried for nothing. These are her co-workers at the cafe. Yeah. Our shop closing today. Drag me along against her will. Oh, but I thought Senpai was working at the shop today. Excuse me. So, okay, that's good. It's a little... And kind of playing these other characters as a way of relaying this twist, this mystery. I like it. And here we get to find out that he also cut back on his shifts. That's good. That was something that we were kind of concerned about. He was so overtired, but now he's got the savings. They're a little more financially secure. The shop's closed. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm really gassy right now. So, you find Senpai in the park, in the rain, shivering. Why doesn't she go inside? Why are you trying to read in the rain? Is she looking at the picture? Oh man, I think she's looking at the picture. Doing here, you know that it's crunch time. What would you do if you got sick? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, when the drawing flies away. Alright, so this is some real, it's called the pathetic fallacy. Let's check this out. Only one panel here. It shows some clouds gathering, which is fine. And then by the time this kind of dramatic scene starts, it's pouring rain. So the pathetic fallacy means that like something that shouldn't be able to exhibit pathos, that shouldn't be able to respond to someone's emotions, i.e. the weather, is exhibiting such a response or whatever. And a lot of people kind of view this as extremely negative because it sounds extremely negative, like pathetic and fallacy are both, pretty negative words. But I don't think you should take it as that negative. It's just a descriptive thing, right? Like pathetic here meaning exhibiting pathos instead of meaning like weak and incapable or whatever. And fallacies are abound in fiction. It's what makes fiction not real. At any rate, it contributes to like a cinematic quality. And this is something that I've talked a lot about in the negative when I'm talking about Fukumoto. I'm not sure if anybody watches these videos and also watches my Fukumoto videos, but Fukumoto has no interest in this in 99% of his series and 90% of his cases. And I even used the example of like the rainstorm. That I'm like, in any other series, this like long-awaited reunion would happen like in a rainstorm, lightning in the background, instead of in like a bathroom. And here we see a perfect example of the positive of going well out of your way to have these kind of cinematic moments. It's raining, she's sad, she's probably crying in the rain, Senpai finds her, it's dramatic. The big gush of wind, of course, blows the drawing into the water. Naruyuki freaking out. He really loved that drawing. I did too. I would also freak out in such a case. Alright, I have another art beef. It's pretty rare for me to have two in one chapter, or two at all for this series. But again, it's something done out of convenience, where they draw the characters in front of this railing, okay, because it's easier to see if they're in front of the railing. That's fine. A lot of manga will do tricks like that. But then, in the very next panel, which again, just as an aside, features this technique I was talking about earlier. Close-up Naruyuki, and then within the panel of faraway Naruyuki showing the action. But the action is, he's trying to climb over that railing. So if you see him trying to climb over that railing, and then you look back a panel to kind of contextualize yourself, it seems that he's standing in front of the railing. And then it's like, huh? Okay, but whatever. Let's just keep going. Serious, it's fine. Really, it is. Oh, so they really give up on it. Okay, so she tells him, after this big dramatic moment, be gone soon. Just recently, a pretty large general hospital was built nearby. Since then, the number of patients coming here has decreased. You're talking to your regular patients or something. There must be some other ways to still... And we kind of saw a hint at this the last time there was a chapter set here. Remember, there was that nice little subplot where we remembered in the end that even though her dad is weird and creepy, he's a very capable and loving doctor. And that he refused to take money. He refused to take money from the mother for the services. And Kominami Senpai was like, the hell is wrong with this guy? Like, you ought to just take the money. But admired him at the same time. But now we're kind of seeing, all right, that there is some repercussions of that. Like, the clinic just isn't profitable. Giving patients a better clinic. In my heart, that's what I've been doing so far. With some of the latest equipment, along with many young doctors full of energy. It's obvious to patients which one is better. So, I think he's right, okay? I think in a situation like this, I'm split because I do see the appeal of like a small clinic, a doctor you know really well, a doctor that you're guaranteed to see whenever you come there, that knows you really well, and is able to provide very loving treatment based on this long-term relationship. But it's also very important to just have the scientifically best treatment, like the treatment that science has determined to be the actually most effective. And what you need for that is a consolidation of equipment access and knowledge access, meaning you just need to have as many doctors available in the same place and as much medical equipment available in the same place. And I think really, yeah, that's probably going to give you better treatment in a lot of cases. And it probably just kind of comes down to what sort of care you're looking for. So ideally, you would have both available. But in the situations that are most critical, in the situations where it becomes like a life or death matter, the bigger, more scientifically robust, more diverse access clinic, the general hospital, is going to be better. It's going to save lives. So I think he's right. And I'd really like to see a resolution to this arc that doesn't discredit what he's saying here. That doesn't somehow show that, like, well, despite all logic and reason, the smaller clinic is better. You know? And yeah, he's got a good point. And I think this is what's so distressing to Koninami Senpai. Is she's like, oh yeah, no, he's probably right. So everything will be fine. Till the very end, I'll remain a doctor for the sake of the patients. Nothing I can do about it. My old man has never been the type to have loads of energy in the first place, and it's true we're losing patience. Better off studying my English vocabulary rather than wasting time worrying about that. So, here's what I'd like to see in this arc, is that the clinic does shut down, that she comes to terms with it, but that it's a lesson in allowing yourself to grieve, you know? Because I don't like this, I'm better off studying my English vocabulary rather than wasting time worrying about that. No, I think you really have to lean into these emotions. A sentimentality, of loss, of fondness, of maybe regret, but not to let it, you know, just, yeah. He goes for the head pat. It's pretty rare for him to do something like that, especially with Senpai. Just my Kohai. Opposite, actually. He's doing this because he's crying? Aw, it seems that you've been crying by yourself for a long time, Senpai. That's nice. Trying to act all cool and then you should feel ashamed of yourself. Cheeky, womanizer, closet pervert. Don't have to go that far. But she doesn't say stop. Oh, hate this. It's just so depressing. Oh, that's good. That's well done. I don't know what I should be working so hard for, not anymore. Yeah, so this, I think, at first I was like, oh, how are they going to save the clinic? But I think this is a lot better. You know? It's like not the sort of lesson that you typically get from this sort of series. That it's okay to change your dream. That sometimes you lose out on your dream. But that there's so many other things that you can do. That all of the energy you put into chasing that dream doesn't go to waste. That you still have become such a capable person. There's so much more to do. Here's my Kohai. Here's the pervert. I mean, forget what happened. Forget what happened today right away. So once again, this feels like the end of the arc, sort of. So now it's like, this is kind of cool because it sets the opportunity up for kind of a transcendent moment. That, I'll be honest, when you came back, I was really happy. Thank you. See, this is nice. I was staying in Japan for a while. Coming back before the surgery. What the heck? Okay, all right. So here's the next twist. Phone call from my workplace. Work overseas. Oh, volunteer services at several hospitals overseas. Oh, I see. I was like, oh my god, is she gonna have a surgery? Is her life in danger? Is it gonna be some crazy thing where senpai has a medical insight that like saves her life? It's like, oh my god, it's gonna be crazy. But no, okay, I get it. All right, sure, that's nice. That's nice. I don't know if I should be asking this. Why are you staying overseas? Oh, okay. We don't get to find out. So they have an event at their maid cafe where they're dressed up like nurses. This we saw foreshadowed before when she showed up in the nurse's outfit. Oh, I got this for work. Blah blah blah. Uh, personal feelings have nothing to do with work. Time to pump myself up for the day. And who does she spy here? But I would imagine Kohai, dressed up and ready to go. Yeah. No need for you to take this kind of shift anymore. Ask them for it, actually. Let's play doctor together. All right. So we're a little disconnected. This is sort of similar to the Sensei plotline, where we get a little disconnected from Nariyuki's scheming, and then we see the fruits of all the things he's organized and figured out alongside the girl. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty dramatic, very romantic. So yeah, what the heck does this mean? Let's play doctor together. What's in the box? I don't know what's in the box. Maybe it's his doctor uniform. I don't know if this is supposed to be some sort of psychoanalysis role playing. But we'll find out. We'll find out what happens in the next chapter.